Hello, and welcome to Medieval Dynasty. Well, we're actually in the last day of spring. Not long to go, and then once this day is finished, we'll roll over into the next season, which will be summer, because we're getting 3 days per season. You see, I don't have much in the way of food on me. My food resources are very low because there's not a great deal of incentive to, to top those out on this final day, because once we start a new season, all those get reset. So it looks like our farm is now finished for the day because of the time. 18:05, so that's 6:05. Just double checking there's nothing outstanding. Suppose there is that chapter. I mean, there's quite a bit to do. I mean, there's the hunting that we want to do. There's Alwyn's story to continue. This rolls on and on. Unigost's story, that can take a while. I think you've got to reach a certain point in the game before this picks up, but that's quite the incentive to do that one, because you get quite a lot of dynasty reputation. It also pushes our building limit. Now I'm just having a look. Yeah, so I've got enough room for two more buildings, because really what I want is, well, in the last episode, that was what I was focusing on, to get enough technology points to be able to start making ourselves our own pigsty, because once you get a pigsty you can actually go out and get pigs. Now I am actually interested in the piglets, because it's a case of the actual adults cost you a lot more money, so it's a bit cheaper. I mean, they do last quite a while, do pigs, I must admit, in this game, but unless you're in a real hurry, I'm just going for the babies, to be honest. And once they come of age, it's a case of they'll start to breed, but more importantly, they'll start give us the actual manure that I'm looking for. Because then it saves me money, because I don't have to go out to these other farmers and buy manure off them. It's cheaper to buy manure than buying fertilizer, and you also get a benefit of, by converting the manure over to fertilizer, you're getting technology back for it as well. You're getting experience. But anyway, farmers, looks like they've finished this field. Let me just double check. Yeah, so they've finished that field off. So that's all ready, everything's planted. This row isn't planted because it's the wrong time of year. So you can see down there, we've got a field, but it's not ready yet. Can't plant that particular crop. What I'm interested in doing, I mean, I've got a field out there where what she's doing, she's just basically ploughing the field. I'll just remove that field and then get her to rebuild it all over again. So it gets her experience, but it also gets me experience a bit. What I am interested in doing, actually, though, I mean, that's a 10 by 10 field. What I do want to do is I actually want to build another one, because I want to start making some. Well, there's two incentives that I've got here. I want to make some money from flax, but I also want to get plenty of food for the villagers. The only trouble is where I've actually built. Yeah, we're a kind of a grid when it comes to fields, which I didn't really factor in, so everything's out of sync here. But we'll see how far I can do with like a 10 by 10, just out of curiosity. If I put one here, if I fit one in there. Ooh, just about. Yeah, just about. I think I might push it a bit further back. But I mean, the real interest for me is to get these pigs going, I must admit. So if we start, well, actually, what? Yeah, it's kind of 6 and 2 3s. I'll either hit the next field, hit the field, or hit the road, depending on no matter where I start. So that looks a bit. Well, that's alright. Right, so I'll make another 10 by 10 field. It's no particular reason why I'm doing that certain size. I mean, to be honest, it's just it really makes no difference to me. I mean, at the end of the day, you can have 16 by 16 fields and all sorts. But the plan is this one's just going to be flax. This one's going to be our crops. But what I've realised is once I get further on in the game and I've got more people, I'm going to need a lot more food. So I think what I might start then doing is freeing these up. I think I'll take the flax. I'll just let it, make all of the flax over here, and I'll start growing other crops because there's some really interesting sort of like foods you can make in the tavern. From cabbages, from beetroots, from carrots, all sorts of some really interesting foods. That's the only interest for me is just sheer interest and just to see what I can do with this game, more than going for like profits or anything like that. I mean, we could also build an actual orchard as well. As you can see back there was an option for like apples, for example. So that's something else. But I think I'll just focus on this for now. And then what I've got to think about really is the pigsty. It's about 753. So I'm just going to have a look around and see whereabouts I want to put that pigsty, because I've got a road that runs along here, because we've got a main road over here. That's the main road. Now I'm running this road because the plan is I want to be able to put up my own walls, because I've noticed the release notes coming out. We're not too far off from a full release of this game. And you are going to be introducing bandits. I don't necessarily know if the bandits will come start to attack you. I get the impression if you go wandering around, you can run into bandits, but these are sort of things I need to factor in. So that looks all higgledy-piggledy, that. Yeah. Anyway, what I think we'll do is I'll just put a marker down for some pigs. I don't know if I can fit it here. So I need 8 logs. I should really go out and chop the trees down, because then I'll get experience, but why not? Let's have a look here. Do you actually have any? Oh yeah, we've got plenty of logs. Now one thing I've noticed is that once I... Oh no. Oh, this could... Oh yeah. I think I better get at least something to eat. Actually, I haven't got anything on me. No, I don't. Yeah, if you don't eat anything, your health drops. Right, so just got plenty of that anyway. So let's see if we place our pigsty. the one thing I find quite amusing though is that even if you build fences, these pigs are just too clever. That's the trouble. So what I'm thinking is, if I put that there, I can't really block them in. That's the trouble. The pigs are just too intelligent. All the other animals, I find that I can put a real sort of like obstacle course to try to get them to stay within the area, and they just don't care. They still find a way out. They're really clever. So let's see. We've got a smithy over there. We've got a workshop over there. So I think what I'll do is I'll build, because I want the space, I'm going to build it over here. I'll still put a fence around, but I can tell you now that these pigs just don't care. They just do not care. They're just going to find a way out no matter what I do. I can lock them out. I can literally put a fence in to block them out. But the trouble is I also need somebody to look after this place, but I think that's reasonably far back. And we'll build that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a fence around. But yeah, like I say, they'll find a way out. They just do. Right, so I did build a pigsty, doesn't it? We'll find out. That's our hammer. So that's, yeah, there's a pigsty. Right. Well, given the time, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some sleep, because it is 9:12. So we'll grab some sleep now. Then, so it's a new day, and we've got our pigsty built over there. Plus, we've also got a house built. Now, one thing I should really do is pay attention to these fields and see what state we're in for this season. So we're into the summer, which means we could potentially be planting cabbages. Now I'm wondering, does she have enough fertilizer to do that? Yes, there's nobody can do that yet. Okay, so the state of that field is, so there's nothing planted. The idea is we want cabbages down there, so we should have cabbages down one side and carrots down next to them. So we've got all those. Interesting. Why have I got? Why does it look like that? That looks a bit strange. Because it should be carrots all the way down there, and cabbages down there. So that looks a bit strange, that I must admit. I'll have a look and see if there's any fertilizer left. Nope. Just a bunch of rotten straw. Actually, what I could do, because I think she was harvesting things as well. So I'm going to have a look and see what we've actually got. So we've got some flax, so we can actually get some XP by converting that. So there is some cabbages, at least cabbage seeds, I should say. So there's no particular reason not to do that. Oh, again, I didn't check for any fertilizer, did I? I suspect there isn't any left. Yeah, there isn't any. So that might be one reason that's not getting done. If we look at the other fields, she's almost finished that one. Ooh, just literally just one thing left to finish that one. Right, well, I think what we'll do is we'll get this sorted out here. So we'll get a lot of seeds out of this. So out of that crop there, we're up to 63 flax that we'll get plus seeds. So that's not too bad. What I can do is then I'll use that. I think I'll clear out one of the rows, and then that would have been flax. And I'll use it for something else later on. Because there's always potential for things like onions and beetroots as well. There's some quite interesting meals you can make. But once we've done this, I really need to get some money, because I need some money to get some pigs. I think they're just over about 1,000 each. Even if I get one, it's enough to at least get started, because it take a while. I think it's like a year, maybe 2 or something, before they'll reach adulthood, and then they'll start producing manure. In the meantime, we've actually got to actually keep them fed, and until we start growing oats, that's just not going to happen. We'll have to do it. We'll have to buy it. But we don't necessarily have to buy the animal feed. We can just buy the actual resources to make it. So anyway, if I go back to the field, so that one down there, I think that's the flax that she just... Ah, there's the flax there. So let's come up there. Yeah, so we haven't got any flax growing, so I'm going to clear that one out. I don't want them growing anything there. I think I'll actually start to max this out. I'm actually going to get them to start growing the cabbages plus the carrots down there. Now we want... So that's been fertilized down there. What else do we want? We need oats. So that's the oats going there. So that's the rye that runs down there. So I may as well get them to put more rye down there. So that leaves a column for something else. If we make that... Well, I don't have any onions. I think I'll get them to grow onions down there. Quite like that idea. So I'll just escape from that. So that's going to be the new field. But the trouble is, there's no fertilizer. Right, so I'll put this lot away. I don't have a sowing foot, so I can't convert any of this flax over to anything. Okay. There's no rot that I could see either, so I can't. That's something else. Is if any of the produce that you've got rots, you end up with rot, and you can convert that over to fertilizer as well. So one thing I found is that this particular building here, it does preserve food. So this is the food storage area, so it does actually preserve your food. So if there's some food in there that you don't want to keep, you may as well be better off putting it somewhere else so that it actually rots. Now some of these mushrooms I know you can turn into food, some of it you can't. But it's just something to bear in mind. So if you've got like tons and tons of meat, for example, you may as well just take it out and then it'll rot. Right, so we've got, I think as far as I can remember, there was a reasonable amount of firewood for everybody. But what we're missing is, I need fertilizer for her to get on with this work. And I also need a pig, but I also need the animal feed. I wonder if we've got anything we can sell. Well, that's good. I've got some wicker baskets. I can always sell that. I can't convert that into flax yet. So I've just got the stalks. I've got 6 copper hammers, so I can sell some of those off. If I keep maybe 2 of them for myself, I can sell these arrows off so I can make some money from there. It's going to be a long time before I need to shear anything, so I'm quite happy to sell these off. We're going to head up to Rolnicker over there and see what we can get. Although while I'm here, I think I'll just do a quick check and see if there's anybody here. Because somebody was asking for a quest by the looks of it, so it might be something. I might be able to at least make some money. Usually, I find like with a hunter, sometimes they ask for maybe like a bow or a knife or something that they need. So that's usually easy to do. Looks like they're hiding from the rain. Right, so it's marled. Okay, what do you need help with? Okay. Oh, that's handy. So you actually want to store arrows, and I just happen to have some on me. There you go. Right, so somebody up here wants some work doing, so I might be able to get something like that, but I really want to just go up there and have a look and see how much money I can get from these things. Get an idea of how much it's going to cost me for a pig. Yeah, it just dawned on me, actually, I don't have any iron arrows. It's, this would go a lot easier if I had iron arrows. And I'm kind of like reluctant to go up against those whites because it is easy to get killed. So I think I might just play it safe, because sometimes you get these quests where you actually get the iron arrows for free as part of the quest. That can be sometimes useful. So I think what I'm going to do in that case, I don't have any... I need more things to sell off. Because I want a pig. We're up to... Let's see... 868, so that's not too bad, 868. I mean, at this stage I don't really need anybody... Oh! At this stage I don't really necessarily need anybody to like look after the pigs as such. That's more to collect the manure and what have you. As long as I remember to feed them, that'll be fine. Right, and so we're on to the last day of summer. So I've got a lot to do in this short space of time, because I want to get these fields done. I mean, we haven't got that much planted from the previous year. That's something that's got me puzzled, I must admit. I must have missed something, because I'm having a look. There's all these things we could have been planting in spring, and for some reason I just never got around to doing it. I mean, have we got any oats? Is that what... I wonder if that's what I've got in that column there. Yeah, so there's our oats planted. We've got some carrots, some cabbages, but down this side was going to be... was the rye, so that's okay, so it's not that bad actually. But being summer, there's not a lot we can plant, except for cabbages. So I've got a priority. I need to make sure that she focuses on that. So I'm gonna have to kind of make it. I need to make a dash, because I need to make sure that we've got all of the fertilizer to do this. It's a pity you can't sort of like be specific about, you know, fertilize these rows or columns at a specific, you know, only when they're relevant at that time. Instead, they just seem to just fertilize everything. I think in previous versions, you used to have a problem. I think if you fertilized things but you didn't, you know, it wasn't right for the season. But now it's a case that you just fertilize the ground at any time. It doesn't really matter. But except in my case, where we've got these rows fertilized, but they can't plant anything anyway. So it's not clever enough to sort of like think, oh well, I can only plant cabbages, so I should be putting the fertilizer in for cabbages. So I need a lot more fertilizer. But I also want a pig. That's my main motivation for this season is I want a pig. I don't have one. So let's have a look and see how much I've got. I haven't got quite enough. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, we don't have enough rock to make the fertilizer, so I'm going to have to go and make a mad dash to buy more manure. Yeah, there's nothing there. So I'm going to have to probably make some things so I can get the money to get the fertilizer, but also to get the actual pig as well. Oh, but I also need the animal feed as well. So yeah, I've got a lot of flax stalks. I just can't convert them into anything yet. Let's have a look. See if there's anything here we can sell. I mean, I can sell 2 of those. Sell those arrows. I'll get something out of those. I mean, these are resources. I don't really want to be selling resources. Right, how many sticks have we got then? Because I've got choices. If I had more stone, I could be making a lot more stone arrows. So I could potentially go out to the mine, but it's a long way away. By the time I get there and start mining, I won't have that much left, and I'm on the last day. So if we grab, say, 200 sticks, I should be able to make some of these wigger baskets. And hopefully that'll be enough to get us by. So the main thing is, well, we've now got ourselves a little pig. So she's just going to keep wandering around until it gets dark, and then she'll just go home and put herself to bed. It's just quite funny, I must admit. Let's see what we're down to. Still on 30%, so that's something I'll have to do. Oh, is she going to bed now, is she? 6 o'clock. Hey, are you going to bed, or are you just going to sit there? It's getting late, you know, it's getting dark. There's wolves out there. You should be going to bed. You can go in there, you know. Makes more sense. So yeah, so we've got one pig, so I think that's going to be the motivation for the next episode, really. We've got to get more resources. I need a lot more stone. I need a lot more copper. We need some more money to get another pig. So I mean, we can make things like the arrows, for example. They sell quite well, and the pretty light to carry. Then we've got the things like the wicker baskets. Actually, that's something I need to double check before I call time. Is how are we doing on food? Because I've got nobody looking after the food, have we? Plenty of carrots there. Plenty of roasted meat, so I think that keeps them going for now. I mean, morale-wise, we're not doing too bad. Nobody's like jumping up and down and complaining. But I can't get any further now in terms of more buildings or more people until I get rid of this, which means going after things like the wisents and the bears. I mean, wisents are big beasties, I must admit. Potentially I could go after them with just spears. That's another alternative. So yeah, plenty more still to do. That's all for another episode.